Today we're going to look at, a lot of people write in and ask how come episode 1 isn't posted.
Right, it starts at episode 4.
Yeah.
Because the reason is...
the early episodes weren't exactly at the polished products that you were making today.
Right, we were looking back at them and just thinking, you know, these aren't that great.
Yeah, the first one is a little rough, and it's, you know, it's not what it is now. It's
pretty rough, yeah.
So why don't we go to a clip? We'll show you just a clip of it. Here is...
this is what it looked like.
Yeah, here's some stuff from episode 1. So wow, that was very different.
Yeah, wow, that was really...
the show was something else back then.
It's pretty embarrassing.
It was a little primitive.
We didn't show it because it was...
like the very first thing I noticed about what's different in that clip is that we're talking about CDs instead of records.
Yeah, I mean, it was very difficult to review so many CDs and speak eloquently about
it's hard to it's hard to be really concise when you're talking about that many albums.
Yeah, we don't even really need...
like now we just do one.
Yeah.
And it's usually somewhat new, a new release.
Yeah, we try to be nuanced and talk in depth.
And there was a DVD in there?
Yeah.
I don't know what we were thinking with that.
I don't understand why that was there.
And a huge mystery, you've probably noticed this first, is that the logo is different.
Yeah.
That the rooftop was
rather.
it was separated into 3 words.
And also, it's not on a roof.
Yeah, I did notice that too. Well, I'm only noticing it now that you say it, actually. Okay. But yeah, what were we thinking?
Why would we call it Rooftop ICKS if we weren't going to do it on a roof?
The title almost makes no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to make...
And then I noticed that there was like a toaster. Did you see that? Did you see the toaster in there?
I don't remember.
I don't know how that came up.
I don't know.
It was just like, and then I also noticed that there's no bedding music anywhere in the show. I mean, we didn't show you the whole show, but in that clip, it seems like normally there'd be bedding music with the thing.
Right.
You know, there's just this sort of like a...
editing.
There would be like a music that comes in, it's like, ooh, hey, you, and then a zebra, and then a zebra,
we hang together on rooftops forever. We hang together. We hang together. It's Rooftop ICKS.
Hi, welcome to Rooftop ICKS. I'm Ben.
I'm Bryn, and today we're going to be talking about AVEY TARE's Slasher Flicks. This is a new project by AVEY TARE, who is a founding member of Animal Collective. He's done some solo stuff before. Down There was his last solo record. But this isn't really a solo record, it's kind of a new band. This is the drummer from Ponytail, and one of the girls from Dirty Projectors and AVEY TARE.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's...
I think I recognized her voice.
Yeah, some female vocals in there. I've been seeing that people are comparing it a lot to Animal Collective, and I feel like it's very different than anything they've done. People have been comparing it to Centipede Hurts, their last record, and I just feel like that's not really a good comparison at all.
Yeah, I didn't really hear that much of an Animal Collective thing going in there.
The single Little Fang, which we just listened to, has a lot of like call and response, like female vocal backing vocals. Yeah. It has this very kind of R&B groove, which is really different for them. I should say. So I found it very interesting. What do you think?
Yeah, I liked it. It was good time stuff. Nothing really particularly jumped out at me, but it's definitely a band I would go see live.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Like Centipede Hurts was very, I think most like very Deacon driven, one of the members of Animal Collective, and it wasn't downbeat or like depressive, but it was just kind of manic, and it wasn't like dance music. And this seems more like pop music. Like this feels very influenced by Memory Tapes to me, or DeLorean, sort of that kind of like really happy kind of sound. It is dark, and it's inspired somehow, I guess, ethereally by 80s slasher movies.
Okay.
But I'm not really getting it.
I didn't
guess
see
just
that.
thematically.
Yeah.
So, but it does have this weird sort of dark undercurrent. So I think it's a really interesting record. I think it's some of the best music writing.
It's definitely danceable. Like you can't help but move to it whenever it's on.
It's very poppy, I guess is a good word for it, dancey.
Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it. It's probably not something that I would purchase.
Right. Have you listened to a lot of Animal Collective in your life?
Yeah, that last album, and I love Panda Bear stuff. That solo Tomboy album was great. I'd probably listen to Panda Bear more than I would listen to this.
Yeah. And I think that's most people's take on it. I think Panda Bear does a lot of good work. But for some reason, I think AVEY Tare's vocals, really, like I love his screaming sort of vocals, which you get a lot of here. And the Dirty Projectors girl, who I'm sorry I can't remember her name, really brings a lot to this overall sound. I'd give it a strong 8.
I would give it a 7. Well, all right. Let's see what Lucas Jr. thinks of it.
Lucas Jr.? This man used to be an Animal Collective, and you're an animal. Right? Aren't you an animal? You're a cat. What do you think happens when you die? Lucas, we're trying to record you dancing to the song.
No, I'm dancing. I like to dance. I like to think that when you die, you dance.
You dance when you die?
I'll go with that. I like that idea. There's nothing wrong with that.
Why are you saying this now for AVEY Tare's song, Little Fang?
I don't know. I only recently learned the word dance, and I didn't know what it was before.
But you talk about dancing all the time.
I didn't know what it meant, though.
Do you know what an animal is?
Wait. I have an idea.
Okay.
What's your idea? You should talk less and dance more.
What do you think dancing is? Tell me what you think dancing is, Lucas.
Well, you know how like sometimes, like whenever, you guys ever have heroin crush? You know how like when you,
Lucas, I'm leaving. I can't handle this.
Yeah, like sometimes you get that like, that what I like to call a brain freak, when you like drink heroin crush too fast.
A brain freeze?
No. Brain freak.
You mean when you get high on heroin?
I don't know what that means.
You don't even know what I don't know if he knows anything anymore.
I know everything.
That is clearly incorrect. And I think the opposite.
I know everything. Ask me something.
At this point, I think the opposite
Ask
is
me anything. I guarantee I'll know it.
What is dancing?
Just ask me a question.
What is dancing?
What's the answer to what?
What is dancing?
I don't know.
Okay, it's viewer emails.
It's nice when the questions come in and they're fresh, unanswered.
Questions are good for answering.
And we're gonna answer them.
Let's do it.
First question is from Josie Outlaw, and they say, I have a music question.
Music question!
What is the best way to get into a genre I know nothing about?
Well, so for example, if I wanted to know something about metal, if I wanted to get into metal, I would ask you.
Okay. That makes sense. I know.
That's probably the best way is to ask somebody who knows a lot about that genre. When I used to work at Tower Records, there was my go-to guy in the jazz department. It was up on the 3rd floor. I would go up there, and sometimes I didn't know that much about jazz. I knew some.
Yeah.
And so, like, one time I was in the mood for a jazz trombone player. So I went to this guy. He looked like Thelonious Monk, if you know who that is. He looked exactly like him. And I would say, I'm in the mood for like a great trombone player, jazz trombone player from like the 60s, you know, in the era of like quintets and quartets and things like that.
Sure.
And he recommended J.J. Johnson. I just went and bought the CD. And it turned out to be perfect.
But music journalism really on the internet kind of, if you're a socially awkward person, which a lot of my friends are, you could just go online. There's a lot of websites, rateyourmusic.com, allmusic, that'll list the best of the best in whatever specific genre you can think of, and just listen to all that and you know, find out.
And we know a thing or two about music. You could ask us.
Yeah.
You can always write in and ask us.
You can always write in.
Maybe we'll even talk about it on the show.
Yeah, it would be you'd be like a little famous.
Yep.
All right, next question. This next question is from Tilda Pro. They ask, is it better to break up with somebody or be the one that gets dumped?
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to break up with somebody, and it also sucks to be broken up with.
I have a confession.
Okay.
I've never been broken up with.
Well, la-dee-da, look who's never been broken up with. I've never been done.
But I think it's scary because if someone breaks up with me, I won't have like the high school, I won't have already gotten through that. I'll be like crushed.
Yeah. I had this girl that I wanted to break up with. We hadn't been going out that long, but I was sort of, you know, just not into it. And my birthday and Valentine's Day were coming up, and I asked my friend.
How long is not that long?
I'm gonna say maybe 3 months.
Okay, but you still need to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I asked my friend, I was like, it was like a week before Valentine's Day, and I was like, can I break up with her this close to Valentine's Day? And he said, no, you can't. You have to wait till after because she's probably already planned all this stuff and she's probably bought you a present or whatever. And so, but I was like, but isn't that worse than, like, I feel like that's more insensitive, is to just hang around for the dinner and the gift and then dump her?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, but I was like, I guess, I mean, it sucks to break up with somebody this close to Valentine's Day, so I guess I'll just wait. And then that night, she just was getting on my nerves so bad that I dumped her that very same night. I asked him that question. I was just like, I know, I can't do this. I can't do it. So.
I think you made the right choice.
Yeah.
So, to the question, is it better to be broken up with or to break up with somebody?
I suppose if it's a situation where you know the relationship is going to end, sometimes you kind of like don't want to be the one that does it.
And you hope that they do it.
And you kind of want them to say it.
So it'd be like a relief.
Right. But on the other hand, if you are totally into the relationship, like my last ex, or not the last one, but that ex-girlfriend in the story, then yeah, it sucks to be dumped when you love the person.
In the past, it's been like sort of in the middle of an argument, like I'm just done, you know? And then it's sort of like I didn't even know I was going to say it. But
has there ever been a part of you that wishes that they would dump you instead of you having to dump them?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Really? So which would you say is better?
Honestly, I think it'd probably be, because I'm such a kind of a callous person, sometimes I can be a little cold. I think breaking up with people is worse, but again, I don't. If I was really in love with somebody, which I currently am, and they were just like, I don't want to see you anymore, I'd be like, what? I'd just be more confused.
Right.
I think I'd get over it quickly though.
What if I was like, I love breaking up with people. It's so fun, like when they cry. Being dumped sucks. Breaking up with somebody, definitely better. You get to walk away from them with their face in their hands and they're sobbing. It's the best feeling. I love it. Sometimes the only reason to date somebody is to break up with them.
I'm gonna pretend.
Breaking up is definitely the best.
I'm gonna pretend that's your real. Alright, that's been viewer emails. Thank you for writing your questions. Please write us more comments, Twitter, email, Facebook. Write us those questions and answer. God have conversations with them.
Yes.
Is it better to be broken up with or not?
Right. And until next time,
Top of the
top of the world to
ya.
you.